Hello everyone, start this again. Hello everyone, I know the battery's low. I'm about to plug you in. Don't have a conniption. Here I am at my broken mirror, wearing my pen collector t-shirt that I made years ago. I should redo that. Would you like to buy one? My ever-expanding gut. My desk pen. It's time for the desk pen jamboree, the desk pen test. So I've got my contraption here with the little thingy here, ready to aim directly down. Okay, is it aiming directly down enough? I guess it is. Okay, let me plug the phone in. Power cord in. Check. Cross check, check. Flaps check. Rotate. Okay, rotate seems like such a weird word to describe whatever it is they're doing when they rotate, because it doesn't seem like they're rotating. Pure Gustafson, someone wrote that. I think that was done by Nicola P. Pang. This paper is from 1888? No. Merchandise. $33,000, $687.53. But this is slightly light blue paper. It's absolutely beautiful. And will I use this? Yeah, why not? I will. Look at this. That's someone. Oh my God, this is Nicola P. Pang again. Per Gustafson, it says. Somewhere. There. I don't know if you're in focus or not. I thought, oh, the accountant in 1888 was practicing their loops, but it was Nicola P. Pang. Look at how he can do that. Thick, thin, thick, thin. Damn you, Nicola P. Pang. Okay, so first of all, here's a desk pen that was not part of the test, and I don't think it's filled with ink. It is not filled with ink. I did empty it. But the desk pen test was trying to figure out whether the socket was airtight enough or whatever enough to keep the pen tip moist. There was a mother of a friend of mine who did not allow 3 words in her to be uttered anywhere near her eardrums: moist, turgid, and swollen. You could not use those in her within earshot. I don't know what she was thinking, but they were really bad. Worse than any other words you could say. Okay, so let's get out our chart. So every day that I was doing this, it says use on Wednesday the 13th. Well, it's Thursday the 14th. So these were done every day, and they were not drying out except for one, which I took out of the running. It was a Parker 21, and I think it was something other than I think it was some other flaw rather than what it was. So anyway, so let's start with Parker Duofold Sheaffer nib. Well, that's this pen right here. No, yes, no. Okay, where are you, Parker Duofold Sheaffer nib? Don't tell me I can't find it. Where did it go? It's still back there? Parker Duofold Sheaffer nib. This is why I can't be trusted to work for NASA. There it is. Is it up there? It is up there. I put these very high up so that I wouldn't play with them. There it is. This, I don't know what they call this marble, but it looks like fatty gristle. Okay, Parker dual fold Sheaffer nib. Taking it out, putting it to paper, pretending this is your pink slip, and it writes. It's a little dry. Okay, what's going on here? Does this work or not? I think we have to say this is a fail because it's skipping way too much. Let me just try it on this paper. That's not helping. So I think now why is that not working? It does have ink in it, right? Did the ink all evaporate? No, there's ink you can see. So somewhere within a week's time of not being primed and not being used, you end up drawing out the ink on the nib and the feed, and between the nibs, between the tines, the ink sort of dries out, and you do need to prime it to get it going again. So, but that's a fail. Okay, I'm going to put this back over here, empty it out, fill it with water, empty it out. Okay, Parker 51. Where is that pen? Right here. No, right here. What I have to do, there's all sorts of little chips out of this thing. I have to take it out back and fling it against the wall so it's all chipped like this one is. This is supposed to look like that. It didn't start off this way with a smooth edge, but it got that way over. I mean, this was made to look like that. It's pre-chipped. Okay, 51. What do we say here? What do you think? Do you think it's going to work? I think it's going to work. It's pretty a tight fit. Yep, works fine. So the 51, because of its airtightness here, is just like putting a cap on a pen, and it works fine. Yay, 51 works. Empty that out. Okay, we have one winner and one loser. Eversharp green. That's this one. I'm trying very gently to move these without jostling them or anything. I took them very carefully off the top shelf. So here we go. This one, we'll see. Eversharp green. This is pretty tight. Okay, that one worked. You can feel when you push this in that it's really, there's plastic against hard rubber. You can hear that noise, which you don't hear in that Sheaffer, but you do hear in this one. And I think you hear in other Esterbrookes, this Eversharp, I think, has the same thing. We'll find out. So far, so good. The only one that failed is the one that doesn't really have contact. Eversharp black. That's this one. This is the Skyline era nib pen and the Skyline era socket. And oops, I'm putting it in the wrong spot. This one works fine. Now, would it work fine after 2 weeks? Let's say you go on a 2-week vacation from your job at the bank or wherever you have a desk that's big enough to hold this, or your desk at home. So this one works. Yay. Okay, let's keep going. We still with me? Sheaffer brown. This one is a little weird because this has sort of a loosey-goosey fit, and sometimes these kinds of sockets, you sense that they're more airtight than others, and this one has a loosey-goosier fit, so I'm unsure whether this is going to work. It does. Oh, it's a little skippy. So I have a feeling I'm going to say this failed. Is there ink in it? There is ink in it. But again, the feed dried up. Let me dip it in water. Probably a safe thing to do with any pen you're using, any desk pen at least, is before you, I'm going to say this failed, just dip it in water, because before you start writing with it, if it's been sort of lying on your desk uncapped for a long time, because the ink could sort of dry out and also cement, let's call it cement, glue the two tines together or make them want to stay together, and when you press down it doesn't open up right away, and you press down more and it suddenly opens up, and you're applying more pressure and you break the nib. So don't do that. So if you have a pen that you know you haven't used in a while, just dip it in just a drink of water, which is what I did here, and it's writing fine, but it didn't write at the beginning. So I'm going to call it a fail, even though both this and probably the Parker would have been fine if they were primed. But again, after 3 weeks or 4 months or a year of this sitting in a desk like this, it's going to get drier and drier, and ink might evaporate somehow. So we're going to say this is a fail. So we have 2 success stories. No, we have 3 success stories. You see my carefully understandable notes. I was once the secretary for a cooperative, and my notes ended up looking like this because my mind would wander, and I'd doodle, and I'd pick out a different pen to doodle, and we'd take a vote, and I'd write down the vote, and then we'd doodle some more, and we'd make an addendum, and I might write that down, or I might be doodling, and we were in a particular situation where we weren't doing anything wrong, but one of my fellow board members said, it might be pretty good that Pier's notes look the way they do, because we could make it say anything. The word passed, yeah, that's what's underneath all those little doodles, as opposed to rejected or approved or not, because it was impossible to see. Okay, next. Schaefer Green. So this, again, was a failure. Okay, where did it go? There, it's right in front of me. Fail. Okay, next. Schaefer Green Oval. That's this one. Now, I have a feeling that this is another one that will fail because of the loosey-goosey. You know, there's air that can get around. Let's put it in the camera. There's air that can go in the little crack there, and Schaefer Green Oval. Oh, it works. And why did this one work and the other one not work? Maybe what I should do is figure this out. I don't know which is the one that didn't work. This section has a slightly different shape to it than most desk pen sections that Sheaffer put out, and maybe that helped it not dry out. I don't know. It's a weird section. I don't think it does belong on this pen, but I don't know why it looks the way it does. It's a rare prototype. God, this is a nice pen. It's very fine, but it has, if you apply lots of pressure, you get a little tiny bit of a shaded line. Very smooth, yet fine. So this was a win. Yay. Okay, Sheaffer Black. Is that what that says? It says Sheaffer Back and Sheaffer Triumph. So clearly I'm lazy when it comes to spelling the entire word. Okay, so this one, yes, this is the first one. This is the, see the base on it? That broke on me because it fell down and it broke. So this one seems tight, so I bet this is going to work. That's my bet. Yes. Again, when I put it in, I hear the sound and feel the sound of plastic hitting plastic, or hard rubber hitting plastic, or whatever it's made of. I feel that it's tight. Okay, good. Maybe what I'll do, maybe I'll just put these back and I can maybe check them next month, see if they still work, rather than emptying them out. Okay, the last one is the Sheaffer Triumph nib, which is in here. And this one I predict will work. It has, this particular socket has a threading on the inside, which you can thread it doesn't come out, you see, so you thread it in. You have to unscrew it to get it out of there. And it works. So that's, look at this, what just happened? My cup runneth over. It shot out blobs of ink. Where's my, which now I got on my hand. See, you can't take me anywhere. Where is my rag? It's under my chair. There, look at that. We just smeared around on my Victorian era desk leather that survived World War I, World War II, the Crimean War, the Russian Revolution, the New Coke. Survived all of that. And then I get it and I spill ink all over it. So what is the moral of the story of desk pens? They will work if you know that the seal is tight. And how do you know that? You put the thing in this case it screws in, or you can feel it making contact. And the ones that don't work are, I think, the Parker Duofolds, because they had this sort of spring-loaded thing. It's like kind of like a 51 cap has, but it doesn't have an inner cap like a 51 has to make it snug. So it just sort of sits there with all the air coming in. So, and it will dry out and or evaporate the ink, maybe from the whole sack if you wait in the fullness of time. I don't know about that. You can tell me the answer if you know. This lighting is really bad. There's no drama in it. It looks like I'm on an autopsy table. When I do drawings of people, let me see if I can take you out of the cradle without causing trauma. And of course, I can't see what I look like now, but lighting that comes directly at you. And people take pictures that they send me, they want me to draw them, and this is what they look like. And I said, no. I don't need the deer in the headlights look. I want the light to come from the side so that we have depth and drama. And I have no idea whether I'm even in. Can you see me in this picture? So when I'm also writing, I like seeing the light come from the side so that the pens look sexier. Let me see if I can find a pen. See how sexy this looks? Where you see the highlight on the pen and the pen is casting a shadow, and when it's straight down, it doesn't really work as much. So anyway, there's our proof. These also worked. Where's my... Yes, success. And the ones that didn't work are the ones that you could tell at the beginning were not airtight. They worked from day to day, and they might have worked over the weekend if you had this at your desk, but they did not work over a week's time. So I will decide... God damn it. I'm just completely tangled up here. I will decide whether I want to put these back on the shelf way high up and leave them there for a month. The ones that didn't fail. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that didn't fail, to see if they fail, or I might just not. I think a week's time is enough. Of course, if these pens were at your desk and you were using them a lot, too, in addition, you'd be filling them up again every once in a while, and that would, flush out any ink that might be kind of drying and congealing, or whatever ink does when you're not looking at it. So by filling them and using them, they'll only last longer. So that's the moral of the story, I guess. If you have a desk pen, use it every day, even if it's just you wake up and you go over past the desk, take the pen out and make a little X. That's all you need to do. Maybe write a sentence. Here's a question for you. Let's say we want to get rid of that awful dog and fox thing. What sentence would you want to write? Here's a quiz. What sentence would you like to write that uses all the letters of the alphabet? Something new. Come, jump quick, bring my dozen liquor boxes. That's another one that is used. Jump quick, fat vixen, bring me my dozen liquor boxes, I think is how it goes. But come up with another sentence that is concise. You don't need to have more than one X or one Q. Try to come up with a short sentence that's fun. Write your answers below. Let me know if you want me to reprint my t-shirt design. These were quite popular, but I did them, God, I don't remember when I did them. 20 years ago, maybe? And these were actually silk screen. They weren't just photo squirted or however they're done now. But if I have enough people interested, I'll be happy to reprint them. I think they were back in the olden days. I think they were $20, $19.95, plus shipping or including. I don't even remember. So they're not going to really be any cheaper than that. But I don't know. I haven't priced T-shirts in a long time, so I don't know how much they cost. But let me know, and if I get 10 or 15 people willing to say, I want a T-shirt like that, I'll consider reprinting a bunch. I have another T-shirt that I like wearing that I made, and I sold a bunch of those too. And with big block lettering, it says, on a gray T-shirt like this, it says, "My other outfit is a strapless Dior number." And that was quite popular. And I know that it's time for me to do laundry is when I'm wearing that. And my neighbors say, "Pierre, I can't wait to have you wait one more day when you have to launder that so we can see what you look like in your strapless Dior number." So anyway. Well, this was fun. If you can also think of maybe some other test you'd like to see. I'm trying to think of other pen tests there were. There was Peggy Fleming with the Bic pen on her skates. I'm not going to do that for you. Shooting a Bic pen out of a gun. I'm not going to do that for you either. I do think that there are many Schaefer lifetime nibs that you could take the desk pen that has one of those nibs and nail it into the wall and hang up your coat on it. And the nib would be fine, but I'm not going to do that. You might even not even, I might not be in focus, but I don't care. Am I in focus? I don't care if I'm in focus. How do I make this so that the camera isn't, I guess that's impossible. There's always going to be the camera in front of my face. Unless you want to see my double chins. Bye.